and it's that time again for another free psychic reading video. Now, if you're not already and you'd like to be, I would love for you to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up to let me know you'd like to see more just like them. If you haven't already submitted your question for next week's free psychic reading video, then you can do so now. All you have to do is go to TessaLunaLluvia.com, click on TeeTV, and fill out the form there. You can submit a question for any of the videos I do here on TeeTV. I will also put the link in the description below. I do get a lot of submissions from all social media, so if your question was not picked today, try again next week. Now remember, I do not keep questions from the previous week, so if your question was not chosen, you will have to resubmit again. Okay, my system has randomly chosen 5 questions. I have not seen them until right now. I like to do that so when I see them I can give an honest answer and it's a quick intuitive answer. So let's get started. My first question is from Robert, and Robert asked, will I be able to move to a new apartment this year, or will I end up signing another lease in August? Okay, Robert, the very first thing I picked up was you will still be there next year. I'm looking at September and October, and you're in exactly the same spot that you are right now. Now, next year, when it's time to re-sign the lease, I do see you moving, but I actually see you moving to actually another city, and I think it has everything to do with like a job change, so I hope that helps. Moving on. Trisha asked, I want to pursue my passion, but I feel like I will never get there financially in order to quit my job to do it full-time. Help. Girl, let me tell you something. I have been there. I was a family law attorney for 13 years, and I gave it all up, walked away from everything to do this full-time because this was my passion. This is what I wanted to do. I just knew that everybody would like me and support me, and I would be making enough money to, girl, girl, my family went into foreclosure. I could not pay my bills. We ended up living in a hotel for a while. And mind you, this was years ago, but girl, it was quite the struggle. I would never suggest to anybody to quit your job and do this full-time without a backup plan. And that's just real talk. My suggestion for you would be put more time in your passion, because right now I feel like you work like a full-time job, but you really don't put much time into your passion to even make that work out. So my suggestion to you would be spend about 5 or 10 minutes a day working on what you want to do. So for me, it would have been like maybe once a week I would have done like a 30-minute radio show, or you know, once a day I would have worked on maybe writing an article or writing a vlog or something like that. If you spend 10 minutes a day, that's 70 minutes a week. Think about that. That's over an hour. So that's a lot of time that you've spent on it when you only put in like 10 minutes a day. Do that until you can get to the point to where your work and your passion is kind of half and half, and then you can kind of decide what's bringing you in more money at the time, and then you can either work more hours on your passion and less hours on your full-time job, or adjust it however you need to. So that's my suggestion to you, girl. I hope it helps. The next one is from Charmaine, and Charmaine asks, I'm not sure of the guy I am dating. I am on the fence on whether I should see him again. Thoughts? I always tell people the very first thing you need to do is go off your intuition. But with this guy, girl, I'm going to tell you, I like him. I don't see anything wrong with him. I think the problem is more of you. I think that you've been burned so bad in the past that you're not willing to give this guy a fair chance. I think he's a good guy. I think that you tend to turn away nice guys, and I think he's a little bit too nice for you because you're used to more rude and arrogant guys. So why don't you put your guard down a little, give this guy a chance, and I think you will find that you guys are a better match than you think you are. Moving on. Okay, the next one is from Sabrina, and Sabrina says, I have one child with my husband and desperately want a second, but hubby says no. It's going to be one of them questions, y'all. I feel it. I am so depressed. I had always hoped to have a big family, even as a small girl, and now it seems like I will only ever have one child. Will he ever change his mind, T? Please give me some good news. Girl, let me tell you something. One, I think that is something you guys should have seriously discussed before you got married. Because had you known this, you might not have married him. I don't know, but at least you would have had a say in the matter. 2, let me tell you something. If I want to have a baby and my husband says no, I'm going to get another husband. Let me tell you something. T don't play that. You know, this ain't all about him, girl. This is you and him in equal marriage. He's got to listen to you just like you listen to him. If you want one really, really bad, somewhere he needs to compromise. You know, you want a big family, but what if you just say, you know what? I have a boy, I just would really like to try to have a girl. And look, girl, if he loves you and he really loves you and wants to make this work, I think a compromise of one more baby is not that big of a deal. Now, it'd be different if you really couldn't afford it and you were struggling and the whole reason he doesn't want another child is because you just can't afford one right now and maybe you guys should wait a little bit. But that's not what T picking up. T picking up, he's just selfish and arrogant, okay? Let me tell you something. You go sit down with him and you ask him one more time. And if he still says no, then you need to sit down and really think about this. Because this is your life. Are you really going to let somebody else come in and determine your future? I know you love him, but if he loved you just as much back, there'd be some type of compromise, okay? Think about that, okay? Do you really want to live out your whole life on what somebody else wants you to do? What happens if later on down the road you didn't have your second baby, he divorces you, and now you're too old to have another baby? Think about that, girl. If he's like this now, it's only going to get worse. If he can't even compromise with you, then that is a serious problem, and that is something you need to think about. That's all T gonna say about that. Moving on. Okay, the last one is from Lane, and Lane says, T, my roommate is causing me grief. I swear, I think my assistant does this on purpose. I think she puts like the easy ones toward the beginning and then like the rough ones toward the end, because I swear this is like the 4th video that I've done where it's like been crazy at the end. I'm gonna have to talk to that girl about this. T, my roommate is causing me grief. She never cleans up after herself and she is always late on rent. Never contributes to the food in the house, plus she is always complaining about me constantly asking about it. I just want her to move out and soon. I cannot kick her out as we are both on the lease. What should I do? You're better than me. That's all I got to say about that is, girl, you're better than me. Because let me tell you something. You're not going to come up in T's house and eat up my food and live in my house and be late on rent and make T late on rent. Let me tell you something. I wouldn't have that. If both your names are on the lease, and this is when the lawyer in me is going to kick out, if both your names are on the lease, then one of those names can be removed. Either you go to the leasing office or your landlord and you explain the situation and tell them that you need them to be able to move out. And you'll agree to stay on since you are the one paying the bills anyway. And if the landlord knows this and understands this, he might agree to this. Okay? Second, you move out and take your name off the lease and go find something else. As long as there's one name on the lease, you can do that. Now, you didn't say what city and state you were from, but most city and states will allow that. As long as they have somebody on the lease paying for it, they'll let somebody off. You need to go to your leasing agent, go to your landlord, and either get this girl out your house or you need to get up out the house and go somewhere else. And take this as a lesson on who you let live with you. Okay? I'll tell you what, everybody, I have been in a crazy emotional mess from this strawberry moon we going through right now. It is making me insane. Comment down below if it's making you crazy too, okay? Making me crazy. I also want to let you guys know that my new T-zine is available on my website. All you have to do is go to TessaLunaLuvia.com and click on publications and then click on T-zine. I will have a new one available on the 1st of every month, so head on over and check it out. It has everything in it. Crystal of the month, the chakra of the month, a psychic development question of the month, another free psychic question of the month, and you can go on that T-zine page and you can fill out the questionnaire and ask your question and see if you'll be featured in next month's issue. Well, thanks everybody for watching, liking, and sharing my channel with your friends and family. Again, if you have not subscribed, I would love for you to do so now and join Team T. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please keep watch for new videos and vlogs coming soon. Thanks everybody. Bye.